Men over 50? Let me ask you something. What if I told you there is a single point on your body that, when treated in the right way, can send a fresh surge of blood to your most intimate areas, restore sensitivity, and even help you wake up feeling the strength and vitality you thought belonged only to your younger years? Now, it is not on the shaft. It is not a muscle you exercise at the gym. In fact, most men never even think about this area. And yet it holds the key to circulation, confidence, and performance. For years, I have sat across from men in my clinic, men who came in frustrated, embarrassed, and quietly desperate after trying pills, devices, and every shortcut they could find, when often the real solution was something far simpler, something rooted in nature's own design. I am Dr. Syra Malik, and as a physician dedicated to integrative men's health, I have seen firsthand what happens when we stop fighting the body and start working with it. What I am about to share is not a trend or a gimmick. It is a conversation I wish more doctors were having with their male patients. I am speaking of castor oil, a humble, natural oil that has been used for centuries for healing, cleansing, and restoring balance to the body. But here, applied in a very specific way, it becomes a powerful ally for male vitality. When used properly, it can improve circulation, awaken nerve sensitivity, reduce inflammation, and even support hormonal balance, all of which work together to strengthen erections naturally. And in this talk, I will show you exactly how. By the end, you will understand why castor oil deserves a place in every man's routine, especially for those in their later years. I will explain where to apply it, how often to use it, and what changes you may begin to notice in the coming weeks. So please stay with me, because these details matter. The body is remarkably responsive when we work with it instead of against it. And something as simple as this daily routine could very well transform your confidence and your health in ways you did not think possible. Now, before we get to the spot itself, let us take a closer look at castor oil, what it is, why it is unique, and why this one natural oil has such an extraordinary effect on circulation and vitality. Castor oil is one of nature's most fascinating remedies. At first glance, it looks like any ordinary oil, thick, golden, and almost sticky to the touch. But within it lies a remarkable compound that makes it unlike any other. Nearly 90% of castor oil is composed of a unique fatty acid called ricinoleic acid. This is the secret behind its powerful healing properties. Ricinoleic acid penetrates deeply into tissues in a way that few other natural oils can. Where many oils sit only on the surface of the skin, castor oil travels inward, carrying its soothing, circulation-boosting, and anti-inflammatory effects directly into the body. This deep action is why traditional healers across the world treasured it for pain relief, for swelling, for cleansing, and even for restoring balance to delicate organs. In my clinical experience, this becomes especially important for men over 50. By this stage of life, circulation is often slower, inflammation more common, and hormonal balance more fragile. These three factors, poor blood flow, chronic inflammation, and declining hormones, are the very foundations of weak erections, reduced sensitivity, and loss of confidence. What I appreciate most about castor oil, from a physician's perspective, is that it addresses each of these not with harsh chemicals, but by supporting the body's natural processes. Modern research has confirmed much of what traditional medicine long understood. Studies show that castor oil improves local blood flow, reduces swelling, and helps the lymphatic system, the body's internal cleansing network, work more efficiently. When waste and toxins are moved out, fresh oxygen and nutrients can move in. For men, this means greater vitality, less congestion in the pelvic region, and stronger, healthier function. Now, it is important to note that the benefits I am speaking about do not come from swallowing spoonfuls of castor oil, as was once common. That practice is outdated and unnecessary. Instead, the true power lies in external application through gentle massage, compresses, or castor oil packs. When used on the right spot, these methods stimulate circulation where it matters most. And that brings us to the next important point. why circulation is everything when it comes to male vitality, and why improving it can make such a profound difference even in the later years of life. When it comes to male vitality, circulation is everything. An erection is quite simply the result of blood flow. Without strong, steady circulation, the body cannot deliver the surge of oxygen and nutrients needed to fill and sustain that function. This is why so many men over 50 begin to notice changes. It is not that their bodies have lost the ability, it is that the river of life, the blood itself, is no longer flowing as freely as it once did. There are many reasons for this. Over time, small deposits build up in the arteries, making them less flexible. Blood becomes sluggish when the body is dehydrated or when the diet is rich in processed foods and low in living nutrients. Stress also plays its part. When stress hormones are high, blood vessels constrict, reducing circulation to the very areas where it is most needed. The result is what so many men quietly experience but rarely speak about, even to their doctors. Weaker erections, reduced sensitivity, and a loss of confidence that can touch every part of life. I see this in my patients regularly. Too often, they arrive already on medications that force blood vessels open for a short time, but do nothing to heal the underlying problem. And I understand why they reach for those options. But here's what I tell them. When we restore circulation naturally, the body begins to repair itself. Blood carries more than oxygen. It carries life. It delivers nutrients, hormones, and energy to every cell. And when circulation improves, men not only notice changes in performance, but also in energy, mental clarity, and overall strength. This is where castor oil becomes so clinically valuable. By penetrating deep into tissues, it stimulates local blood flow in a safe and natural way. When applied to the right area, it helps draw fresh blood into the pelvic region, clears stagnation, and awakens sensitivity. It is not a trick, and it is not temporary. It works by encouraging the body to function as it was designed to. And this leads us to an important question. If circulation is the key, where exactly should castor oil be applied to have the greatest effect? In the next section, I will share the specific spot, why it is so powerful, and how men can begin using it at home to restore confidence naturally. Now, if circulation is the foundation of male vitality, then the question becomes, where can we encourage this flow most effectively? Most men assume the answer lies in the obvious places, the shaft itself, or perhaps exercises at the gym. But the body is far more intricate than that. And the truth is, there is a single spot that holds far more influence than most men realize. That spot is the lower abdomen, just above the pubic bone. This region sits directly over the network of blood vessels and lymphatic channels that supply the pelvic organs. Think of it as the gateway of circulation into the entire reproductive area. When this zone is congested, blood struggles to flow freely and sensitivity begins to dull. But when we stimulate it gently and consistently, the results ripple through the whole system. Castor oil is uniquely suited for this. When massaged into the lower abdomen, it penetrates through the skin into deeper tissues, encouraging blood vessels to relax and lymphatic flow to increase. The oil's natural anti-inflammatory properties also calm irritation in the surrounding tissues, easing any silent swelling that may be interfering with function. The reason this works so well is something I explain to my patients in simple terms. The body is designed to heal when blockages are cleared and nourishment flows. By focusing on this overlooked spot, men can send a rush of fresh, oxygen-rich blood to the very place it is most needed. Over time, this restores not only physical strength, but also the confidence and energy that so many thought were gone forever. And there is another benefit I want to highlight. Because as a women physician working in men's health, I find this point is consistently overlooked in routine checkups. By applying castor oil here, you are not only supporting circulation, but also easing the burden on the prostate gland, a small organ that plays a much larger role in men's health than many realize. In fact, prostate congestion is one of the hidden reasons so many men struggle with vitality after 50. So in the next section, I will explain how castor oil helps support the prostate why this matters so much for erections, and how men can begin protecting this vital gland naturally. The prostate is a walnut-sized gland that quietly sits beneath the bladder, wrapping itself around the urethra, the very passage that carries urine and semen out of the body. For most of a man's life, it goes unnoticed. But as the years pass, this small gland often becomes the source of great frustration. By the time a man reaches his 50s or 60s, it is not uncommon for the prostate to enlarge. When this happens, the flow of urine weakens, nighttime bathroom visits increase, and intimacy suffers. But beyond these obvious inconveniences, and this is something I emphasize strongly in my practice, an enlarged prostate also affects circulation. It creates pressure and congestion in the pelvic region, limiting the free flow of blood to where it is most needed for strong, healthy erections. This is where castor oil offers such genuine promise. With its unique ability to penetrate deeply and stimulate the body's cleansing systems, it helps reduce congestion in the tissues surrounding the prostate. By encouraging lymphatic drainage and easing inflammation, castor oil relieves pressure, allowing blood to circulate more freely. Over time, this not only supports better urinary function, but also restores vitality in the most intimate areas. For men, this means the benefits extend far beyond performance alone. A healthier prostate contributes to overall comfort, better sleep, and a renewed sense of well-being. It is not about masking symptoms. It is about addressing the underlying congestion that quietly steals energy and confidence as the years advance. And yet, circulation and prostate health are only part of the story. Erections themselves rely on much more than blood flow. They also depend on hormonal balance, particularly the delicate relationship between testosterone and stress hormones. In the next section, I will explain how castor oil supports this hormonal balance and why calming the body's internal stress response is just as important as improving circulation. When we speak of male vitality, we cannot stop at circulation or even prostate health. At the very heart of it all lies hormones, particularly testosterone. This is the hormone that fuels energy, strength, confidence, and sexual performance. Yet after 50, testosterone levels often begin to decline, leaving many men feeling weaker, more fatigued, and less like themselves. I see this pattern in my clinic every single week. But testosterone does not exist in isolation. It is in constant balance with another powerful hormone, cortisol, the stress hormone. When stress is high, cortisol rises. And when cortisol rises, testosterone inevitably falls. It is a seesaw. If one goes up, the other comes down. This is why men under constant stress often notice their vitality slipping away, even when nothing else in their lifestyle has obviously changed. This is where castor oil plays a remarkable role. Its natural compounds act as a calming agent for the nervous system. By reducing inflammation and encouraging lymphatic cleansing, it helps lower the body's overall stress load. When the body feels less burdened, cortisol naturally decreases, allowing testosterone to rise and function as it should. In addition, castor oil stimulates circulation to the adrenal glands, the small but powerful organs that sit atop the kidneys and play a central role in hormone production. By supporting these glands, the oil encourages a more balanced output of both stress hormones and sex hormones, helping men regain stability in their energy and mood. For men over 50, this balance is critical. It is not only about stronger erections, it is about a clearer mind, better sleep, and the steady strength to live each day with confidence. When the body is less stressed, it is able to heal, to restore, and to maintain vitality naturally. But how do we take all of this understanding, the circulation, the prostate support, the hormonal balance, and put it into daily practice? In the next section, I will walk you through exactly how to use castor oil, where to apply it, how often, and what simple steps you can take each day to begin experiencing its benefits. Now that we understand why castor oil is so valuable for circulation, prostate health, and hormone balance, the question becomes, how do we actually use it? Knowledge is only powerful when it is applied. And the beauty of castor oil is that it is both simple and inexpensive to use at home, which is something I genuinely appreciate recommending to my patients. The most effective method is through topical application, massaging the oil into the lower abdomen just above the pubic bone. This is the gateway region I described earlier, the area that governs blood and lymphatic flow into the pelvic organs. When you apply castor oil here, you are encouraging circulation to the very place where it is most needed. Here is a simple routine I share with my patients. Warm the oil slightly. Just a few seconds in warm water will make it easier to spread and help it penetrate more deeply. Lie back in a comfortable position. Place a small amount of oil, about a teaspoon, into the palm of your hand. Massage gently into the lower abdomen using circular motions, moving slowly and with a light touch. You are not trying to force the oil in, but rather to encourage relaxation and flow. For even greater effect, place a soft flannel cloth soaked in castor oil over the area. Cover it with plastic or a towel and apply a gentle heat source, like a warm water bottle, for 30 to 45 minutes. This is called a castor oil pack, and it drives the oil even deeper into the tissues. This routine can be done several times a week or even nightly if desired. It is safe, natural, and supportive. The key is consistency. Just as poor habits weaken the body over years, good habits restore it step by step. Most men begin to notice small changes within the first few weeks: greater comfort, a feeling of warmth and relaxation in the area, sometimes even deeper, more restorative sleep. Over time, as circulation improves and congestion eases, vitality and strength can return in ways that are both surprising and deeply encouraging. But there is more. Because castor oil stimulates circulation and detoxification, its effects ripple through the entire body. In the next section, I will explore these wider benefits and why many men notice improvements not only in intimacy, but in their energy, digestion, and overall sense of well-being. When we focus on castor oil for male vitality, it is easy to think of it only in terms of circulation and performance. But the truth is, this oil influences much more than intimacy because it works so deeply with the body's circulatory and lymphatic systems. Its benefits ripple outward, touching multiple areas of health that men over 50 often struggle with. One of the most important of these is detoxification. The lymphatic system is the body's natural drainage network. It clears out waste products, toxins, and excess fluids, keeping tissues clean and free-flowing. When the lymphatic system slows, waste builds up, creating stiffness, swelling, and a persistent sense of fatigue. Castor oil, when applied regularly, stimulates lymphatic flow, helping the body cleanse itself more effectively. This means not only a lighter, more energetic body, but also less inflammation in the pelvic region, something that directly supports stronger erections. Another area where men notice meaningful change is digestion. Many men over 50 quietly suffer from constipation, sluggish bowels, or bloating. Because castor oil encourages circulation and relaxation in the abdomen, it often brings relief here too. A body that digests well absorbs nutrients better, and those nutrients are exactly what the body uses to make hormones, repair tissues, and sustain energy. There is also the significant benefit of reduced inflammation. Modern science confirms that chronic inflammation underlies nearly every degenerative condition, from cardiovascular problems to joint disease. Castor oil's ricinoleic acid is naturally anti-inflammatory, calming irritated tissues and soothing persistent discomfort. Men who use castor oil regularly often find that not only does their vitality improve, but their joints ache less, their sleep deepens, and their mood steadies. And perhaps most importantly, castor oil encourages a genuine connection with the body. In our fast-paced world, so many men have become disconnected from their own physical needs. Taking the time to apply a castor oil pack and rest quietly for half an hour is not just medicine for the body. It is medicine for the mind. It lowers stress, calms the nervous system, and gives the body the space it needs to restore itself. All of this builds into a powerful truth. When we support circulation, detoxification, and hormone balance naturally, The body rewards us with vitality across every area of life. But to bring this knowledge into real transformation, men need to know what to expect. How soon might they notice results? What changes are realistic? And how they can stay consistent long enough to see the benefits build. In the next section, I will outline what men over 50 can realistically expect in the days, weeks, and months after beginning this simple castor oil routine. Whenever I introduce a natural approach like this to my patients, the first question is always, Dr. Malik, how soon will I notice results? It is a practical and completely valid question. Unlike a pharmaceutical that forces the body into an artificial response, castor oil works in harmony with your body's natural systems. That means results unfold gradually as balance is restored. In the first few days, most men notice subtle changes, greater warmth in the pelvic region after applying castor oil, improved relaxation, and often a deeper night's sleep. These may seem small, but they are the earliest signs that circulation is opening and the nervous system is beginning to settle. Some men also report more frequent or firmer morning erections, a reflection of blood beginning to flow more freely through restored channels. By the second week, the benefits usually become clearer. Energy begins to feel more steady, digestion may improve, and inflammation-related aches sometimes lessen. For men who have been living with a sense of dullness or fatigue, this renewed vitality can be a powerful encouragement. Erections may feel stronger with greater sensitivity, though the degree of change will naturally vary depending on overall health, lifestyle, and consistency. Moving into the first month, the body has had enough time to genuinely adjust. Testosterone levels often begin to stabilize, not through force, but through balance. Circulation in the pelvic region improves further, and confidence in performance naturally follows. Many men also notice better clarity of mind as stress and cortisol levels decline. What matters here is not only the physical changes, but the emotional reassurance, realizing that age does not have to mean inevitable decline. Over the long term, 3 months and beyond, the results can be profound. When castor oil is applied consistently alongside healthy habits like good sleep, nourishing food, and stress reduction, the improvements compound. Erections become stronger and more reliable. Stamina returns, and overall health feels more stable. Some men regain a sense of vitality they genuinely believed was lost forever. Results will naturally vary. A man with long-standing circulatory problems or heavy medication use may take longer than one with a healthier baseline. But the principle remains the same. The body responds when it is supported gently, consistently, and naturally. Castor oil is not a quick trick. It is a partner in healing, and for men over 50, it offers something modern medicine rarely does: the opportunity to restore function naturally, without side effects, and with a deeper sense of agency over your own health. So, men over 50, let us bring this all together. What may have seemed like simply getting older, the gradual loss of circulation, sensitivity, and confidence, does not have to be your story. Nature has provided tools that are simple, inexpensive, and astonishingly effective when used with consistency and care. Castor oil, applied thoughtfully to that hidden yet powerful spot, works with your body's own design. It stimulates fresh blood flow, supports nerve function, balances hormones, and helps restore the vitality you thought was gone for good. As a physician, I would never recommend anything I did not believe in, and I believe in this because I have watched it work quietly and faithfully in the lives of the men I care for. Remember, it is not about quick fixes or harsh chemicals. It is about partnering with your body, giving it the gentle, consistent support it needs to do what it was always meant to do: heal, restore, and thrive. With patience and daily practice, the changes can be profound. Confidence returns, energy flows more freely, and intimacy that once felt dulled can awaken with new and unexpected life. If you found this helpful, please share it with a man in your life who might also benefit. And if you are new here, consider subscribing so you do not miss the natural, science-backed approaches we discuss every week. Your health is your greatest treasure, and it is never too late to reclaim it. So tonight, As you reach for that small bottle of castor oil, remember this. Sometimes the simplest remedies bring the greatest change. Stay consistent, stay hopeful, and may your journey toward vitality bring you strength, confidence, and joy.